passes. What made those so hard to defend?
We're going to open up with a brief statement from the coach and then take some questions after that.
Appreciate you guys coming out. Appreciate our fans that were able to make it out tonight. Proud of our team. Obviously a tough loss, but I continue to be really proud of them. And I know that scoreboard, we came up on the short end of the stick on that, but I thought our girls really competed. Obviously that first quarter, just settling in really hurt us. You look at what we were able to do offensively after we adjusted to, a very good defensive team. But I thought we really battled, and I'm proud of them.
Coach, it's obviously tough being so close and not coming out on top, which has happened now in 2 consecutive games. How are you able to keep heads up when you guys are coming so close, but just aren't able to get over the hump at the end?
Yeah. Well, one, a ton of credit to these girls. It's very player-led in that locker room. I think we've got great leadership and high-character young ladies that are really passionate about the game, and the only thing they know is to resiliency and to keep working. There's no time to hang our heads. I mean, SEC is tough, and I think we just continue to battle in a tough league, and I think it's important to all of us. We got girls that are really committed to this, but we also understand the process and staying where our feet are at and continuing to show up for each other and lean in.
Grace and Ashton, can you kind of just describe the roller coaster of emotions tonight, going from kind of demoralizing start and then coming back in the fourth and then falling short in the end?
Yeah, I mean, I think collectively we like to pride ourselves in not experiencing those highs and lows, and Coach P always says not to get too high, not to get too low. So I think just most of us were able to stay level-headed throughout all of that, and so I think that's what enabled us to make that run and kind of come out of that deficit from the first quarter. But
yeah, I'd have to agree with Ashton. I mean, we definitely dug ourselves a hole in the first quarter. But how we do pride ourselves on keeping our energy high and being really locked in, I think, is what helped us fight our way back and then maintain that throughout the game and make it a game in the end.
Coach, when you look at that first quarter, what was going wrong on the offensive end? What were you able to adjust moving into that second quarter and later in the game?
Yeah, I think we just had to relax a little bit. We need to take a deep breath. Texas A&M is one of the best defensive teams in the country, and just the physicality, the length, and you see that night in and night out in the SEC for sure. But I think they're a top 15 team, top 20 team in the country, and so I just think it took some time to adjust to it. We had some really good looks that just were rushed, or we didn't play with great pace, but their ability to make that adjustment, take a deep breath, recalibrate, and just keep fighting. Like Judd said, I think that's so huge, and I think you see them in the huddles and in the timeouts, and just the support they have for each other, and their ability to recalibrate is pretty special. But I'm not surprised because I get to see them every day and be around them and see the way they show up.
Coach, I asked you on Thursday about how you all could maybe mitigate A&M's impact on the glass. And the word you mentioned when describing the mentality you guys needed to have was urgency. After a full game tonight, how would you assess your team's urgency on the glass?
I thought it was really good. And I know we got out-rebounded and they had 13 offensive boards, but, I think sometimes when you're in a zone defense, it's a little bit harder to, be matched up and, just different than a man. But I thought our girls really battled. I think, is there a possession here or there we missed a box out? Absolutely. Obviously, Wares, has a height advantage on us inside at that 5 spot, but I would say we did a really good job, and probably the piece that I'm most proud of is what we were able to do with our transition defense. A&M's, a team that really, really prides himself of playing in transition, and I thought, that was a point of emphasis and something that we didn't do at the level we needed to against Kentucky, and, the girls were really able to lock in on that, and I thought that was a huge part of the game plan, and they executed it really well.
Coach, is there a common thread that you can see kind of between all of these close games where you fall short, or is it just kind of a game-to-game thing?
I just think, we're young, we're inexperienced, we're learning, we're growing, we're in a tough league, and, I'd say Kentucky was our transition defense, and tonight I thought we made that adjustment, and it was more that, we're so dang close. It's like, the second game in a row that we've won 3 out of the 4 quarters. Kentucky, we ran 3 out of 4. Tonight, we win 3 out of 4. So we're right there. But the just ability to put 40 minutes together. But again, it's, and we won't make excuses. We've got to make the adjustments, but just really being able to be locked in for 40 minutes and not locked in. I mean, I think their focus is where it needs to be, but the importance of one possession at a time.
Grace, Robin talked a lot about the youth. You kind of are leading that movement with 38 minutes. Just what do you learn from seeing so many minutes night in, night out in such a competitive league?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely just the quick turnaround really sticks out to me, and how physical of a league this is. But I think Coach kind of touched on it. There's no time to really hang our heads, but there is time to learn and grow and just keep at it, because I think this team is really special, and I think each game we're adjusting and getting a little bit better.
Grace, you have those 2 threes later in the game that really got the crowd going. Especially on that first three-pointer where you kind of looked around for a little bit, then decided to shoot it. How much of that shot attempt was confidence versus Coach P giving you the green light, or was it a combination of both?
Yeah, I think it was probably a combination of both, just kind of recognizing that I had a shot and knowing that Coach P, knowing that my teammates all have the confidence in me to shoot it, and then the mixture of just work also playing a role in having that confidence to shoot the shot.
Ashton, I know Coach earlier talked about the importance of urgency on the boards. You were very urgent for most of the game with 7 rebounds. It's kind of been an emphasis of yours all game, or all season, matter of fact. How have you been able to be so aggressive on the glass?
Yeah, I think just packing it in the paint and, talking about the urgency from game to game, I feel like for most of the SEC, just the tendency for people to rebound and just, again, the urgency of the offensive rebounds and just trying to find a body. So, and at the end of the day, those are momentum changers for us, and that's what we pride ourselves in. So just trying to do anything I can for the team.
Coach, those high-low paint passes, what made those so hard to defend for Man?
Well, I think, just within our 3-2, and we're defending some different actions, and I felt like, initially they had some really good looks, and we just didn't make the rotations that we needed to. But I thought as, we got a little bit deeper after some timeouts, we talked about really using our length and contesting without getting beat on that drive, and just the importance of those first couple steps. And so, obviously playing a really quick team, athletic team, but I thought we made that adjustment. I mean, the big shot that hurt us was number 3. She's shooting 18% from the three-point line, and she hits a step back contested 3. That was, not on the scouting report. And so that one definitely hurt. But I do feel like overall, for the majority of the game, other than a couple ticky-tack fouls at the rim in that second half, we did a really good job keeping them off the free throw line in the first and the second half. I felt like we fouled at the end of a couple of the drives that hurt us. But other than that, I thought defensively we were on point. We followed the scout, and we executed pretty well.
We'll take 1 or 2 more if you guys have. Ashton, Coach P has talked a lot this season about how it doesn't feel like you've been at Mizzou for just 2 years. It feels a lot longer than that, especially in these kinds of games where teammates are looking towards leaders. They're looking for voices of stability. Have you found a voice yet? Do you feel like you're in a proper position of power to be able to be that voice, especially in games like these where teammates are looking for leaders?
Yeah, of course. I think that's something that, or a role that I kind of stepped into this summer, and have just been building off of it as the season's progressed, and just being that emotional leader and just that obviously physical leader out on the court with such a young team, just trying to help Frankie out in that aspect of things, and just being somebody that they can look to.
Coach, we didn't talk about Frankie a lot today, but another 26 points. She passes Julie Helm, now 4th all-time in Mizzou scoring. Just how important is it to have Frankie, especially with someone who has given so much to the program night in and night out?
Yeah, that's probably what hurts the most, is just thinking about our seniors and how hard they continue to compete and just show up for us. We just want it so bad for them. And I think I can speak on behalf of our team on just how much we value them and appreciate them. Frankie, I think to me, the biggest growth that I've seen in her is just her leadership. I think she's found her voice. I think she's very confident in her voice, but she plays with great pace and great poise. I think she's just a calming effect on the court. And, you know, she's a vet. She's been in the league. She's been in these moments. And I think everybody really looks to her, you know, for her leadership and, you know, just obviously having a heck of a year in the SEC statistically from that standpoint.